Why did Angelina Jolie criticize her brother amid her turmoil with Brad Pitt? A recently unsealed portion of the court filings in the ongoing legal dispute between Angelina Jolie and Brad Pitt has unexpectedly revealed a personal detail. The actress once sent an email expressing disappointment toward her brother, James Haven Voight, accusing him of being ungrateful for the financial support she had provided. The brief message, which at first appeared to be a routine internal exchange, quickly drew media attention, not only for its intimate tone, but also for when it was written. At a time when Jolie was facing one of the most stressful periods of her life, as the Miraval lawsuit escalated and her mental health began to decline. The revelation raised a compelling question. Why would a woman known for guarding her private life choose to voice frustration toward her brother at the very height of a public legal battle? Was it a natural reaction to stress or a reflection of the growing isolation surrounding Jolie after nearly a decade of disputes and personal losses? For years, James Haven was regarded as Jolie's closest family member, the quiet figure standing behind her through every turning point in her life. When she divorced Brad Pitt in 2016, it was James who reportedly helped care for her 6 children and supported her through the storm. In an earlier interview, he said that he wanted to protect Jolie and the kids, adding that being with them felt natural, the way my mother used to be. His words once reinforced the public image of an unbreakable sibling bond. But 8 years later, that bond appears to have changed. When Jolie was notably absent from James's wedding in August 2024, even though their father, veteran actor Jon Voight, attended, speculation about a family rift began to grow. The emails disclosed in court documents partly explain why. In one message sent to her business manager in May 2021, Jolie wrote that she felt tired of giving without receiving even a thank you. She went on to say that situations like Jamie's are completely wrong and insisted that she could not continue to be responsible for others indefinitely. What might sound like an offhand remark opened another window into the pressures weighing on Jolie, emotional and financial strain layered atop the legal battle with Pitt that has already cost millions of dollars. At the time she wrote that email, Jolie was deeply embroiled in the lawsuit over Chateau Miraval, the French vineyard she and Pitt once co-owned. Pitt accused her of selling her stake to Tenute del Mondo, a company under the Stoli Group, without his consent. Jolie countered that she was forced to sell after Pitt allegedly pressured her to sign a non-disclosure agreement that would have silenced her about past incidents of domestic conflict. The case, protracted and costly, became one of the most closely watched legal dramas in Hollywood. In other emails from that same period, Jolie confessed that she honestly felt sick from worry and wanted to cut off relationships that caused stress. These were not the words of a powerful celebrity managing a brand. They were the words of a woman under immense strain. When every aspect of one's life, career, finances, family is under scrutiny, even small acts of perceived ingratitude can feel like betrayal. For Jolie, that sense may have surfaced when she realized that the brother she once leaned on could no longer provide emotional support. To some observers, Jolie's mention of money might seem like a trivial detail, but for someone who has long carried both the emotional and financial responsibilities of an entire family, the feeling of giving without acknowledgement could easily be the final breaking point. Over the years, Jolie has been more than a single mother of 6. She has led charitable foundations, produced films, and negotiated complex international contracts. The weight of those responsibilities, compounded by legal costs, could lead anyone to question the balance of reciprocity in their personal relationships, especially when generosity feels one-sided. On a deeper level, this is not just a story about siblings, but about the prolonged isolation that has defined Jolie's life since her divorce. After separating from Pitt, she has made fewer public appearances, focusing on directing, humanitarian work, and raising her children. Constant court proceedings have kept her in a heightened state of vigilance. In such an environment, trust becomes a luxury. Perhaps that is why, when even family ties began to feel burdensome, Jolie chose to express her frustration privately through email, a method both direct and safe. For his part, James Haven had previously said in an interview that he still viewed Jolie as the center of the family and that he would always be there for her and the kids. But those words came before the email revelations and before the wedding Jolie did not attend. The silence that followed from both siblings has made it clear to the public that a genuine fracture has taken place. The Jolie-Voigt family has never been immune to internal conflict. Her relationship with her father, actor Jon Voight, was fractured for years due to personal disagreements and only reconciled later in her life. Within that dynamic, James Haven had long been the mediator, the bridge keeping the family together. When even that connection begins to erode, it underscores just how isolated Jolie has become. Media analysts argue that Jolie's criticism of her brother was not impulsive. Rather, it marked a psychological shift from being the family's provider and protector to someone learning to set personal boundaries. When she wrote, "I don't need to be responsible forever," it read like a quiet declaration of limits, a reminder that even the wealthy and powerful have thresholds of endurance. It was not coldness, but exhaustion finally taking form in words. The Miraval case continues to move forward. Pitt is reportedly seeking $35 million in damages, while Jolie's legal team maintains that she only wishes to sever financial ties and move on. Yet the unsealed filings reveal something more profound, that the prolonged litigation has strained not only the former couple's relationship, but also those around them. When a person must live in an environment where every text, email, or conversation can become legal evidence, distance becomes a form of survival. As of now, there is still no resolution in sight. New documents continue to be filed in Los Angeles courts, with Pitt's side pressing for compensation and Jolie's team accusing him of deliberately prolonging the process. Minor details such as Jolie's correspondence with her manager or her remarks about her brother may not affect the verdict itself, but they shed light on the actress's psychological state during this prolonged ordeal. Observers note that these documents have expanded the scope of the Miraval case, exposing its personal consequences. A legal battle lasting nearly 10 years has the potential to fracture not only the relationship between the two principal figures, but also the familial bonds surrounding them. Jolie's apparent distance from her brother, once a stabilizing force in her life, illustrates the ripple effect of sustained legal pressure even within the most prominent Hollywood families. Analysts in Los Angeles suggest that the Miraval case has entered a new phase, one that is no longer merely about a business dispute, but about the delicate balance between celebrity privacy and public transparency. In that context, every detail, from a private email to a strained sibling relationship, becomes part of a larger narrative about how Hollywood operates and how its stars attempt to protect their image amid exposure. Although neither Jolie nor James Haven has publicly addressed the situation, the available records make one thing evident: the actress is enduring an extended period of strain in which all her relationships are inevitably affected by ongoing litigation. From the image of a sister who once protected her brother, Jolie now appears as someone consciously maintaining distance to ease the weight around her. It is not an act of rejection, but rather a common reaction among individuals living under intense and prolonged stress. The story, therefore, extends beyond a private family matter. It reflects an often overlooked reality within the global entertainment industry, where private lives can become part of the public record, and even the closest relationships are tested under the spotlight. As the Miraval case proceeds, the leaked emails offer a clear takeaway. Caught between fame and responsibility, Angelina Jolie is navigating a fragile balance, striving to protect both her reputation and what remains of her family ties.